11 heads of state and government are expected to grace the inauguration of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as the next president of Ghana when he is sworn in this Saturday at the Independence Square here in Accra. It is set to become possibly one of the most protected ceremonies in modern political history here in our country, with the deployment of a total of 5,000 security personnel, including members of the armed forces. Spokesperson for the transition team of the incoming government, Kojo Nkrumah, gave the following details about the security arrangements at a joint news conference on Tuesday.
Our friends from National Security and the security agencies are providing us with about 5,000 men and women drawn from various security agencies, military, police, national security, etc. As we mentioned, access to the various circles will be strictly on accreditation basis, and we ask people who are coming in to expect some sort of screening in the light of the times in which we live, and to kindly cooperate with the security agencies during these screening exercises. No offensive weapons are allowed anywhere near the perimeters that we are talking about. Security will be on very high alert, and so we are asked to inform all persons who have nefarious intentions to desist from it, because security will have to deal with you very firmly.
And the co-chairperson of the transition team of the incoming administration, Shirley Ayokobotwe, gave the following update about confirmed foreign dignitaries set to attend the ceremony.
We will be receiving 11 heads of state and government, 2 vice presidents, 13 government representatives, 5 international reps of multilateral organizations, and a number of ex-presidents from West Africa and other parts of the world. Let me add that this is not expected to be the final figure. We will have the final figure about 24 hours to the event. They will be met at the airport and chaperoned to the venue. That is those who will come on the day of the event. And of course, those who will come a day before, days before the event, will also be met and will be seen to the accommodation that has been prepared for them. For West Africa, we have a number of countries that have so far indicated their acceptance to be at the event. We have Côte d'Ivoire, the president will be here, and also to say that His Excellency Al-Hassan Ouattara, President of Côte d'Ivoire, will be the special guest of honor at the event. We will have Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, ECOWAS Chair, President of Liberia, she will be present as well. We will have the President of Guinea, Nigeria, Benin, Togo, other countries in Africa on the continent. We have Gabon, Zambia, and other countries. Also, we'll have prime ministers from Ethiopia, and a couple other countries. And then we have the international agencies as well. We have some speakers coming in to represent their country, speakers of parliament. And then we have all the other multilateral agencies being represented, such as the WHO, such as FAO, such as UNAIDS, and so on and so forth.
Now, before the inauguration itself can happen, the new parliament must first be sworn in. Employment Minister Haruna Idrisu, who is also MP for Tamale South, says they expect the new parliament to be in session just after midnight of January 7.
The event will start off in Parliament between 10 p.m. and at dawn 12 midnight to 1 a.m. To you, ladies and gentlemen of the media, that pursuant to the 1992 Constitution and the Transition Act of the Republic of Ghana, all is set for the inauguration of the President-elect Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Vice President-elect Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia before Parliament, beginning 6th January midnight. Parliament will usher in the new members of Parliament-elect who would be sworn into office as members of Parliament, after which the Speaker and Deputy Speakers and leadership will be determined accordingly. And Parliament will then reconvene at the directive of Mr. Speaker at the Independence Square for the major ceremony of the inauguration of the President-elect, subsequent to the presidential and parliamentary elections that were conducted on 7th December, and the outcome of it respecting the sovereign will of the people recognized by the Electoral Commission of Ghana.
And definitely for the new parliament, we'll have new MPs being sworn into office, and one of them would be 33-year-old Abbas Ridwan Dauda, who would be representing the Ciss East constituency for the first time.
And in an interview with Joy News, he disclosed that the one district, one factory and one village, one dam policy touted by President-elect during the campaign was one that gelled with the electorates in the constituency, which he took advantage of. Rafiq Salam now reports.
According to the Ciss East Member of Parliament-elect, Dauda, he was not the least surprised about the election results in the constituency that made him to defeat the incumbent Member of Parliament, Alijita Suleiman Igbentie, and 4 others. He polled 8,811 of the 25,501 votes cast. His closest challenger was PNC's Kinsley Kasim, who polled 8,015, leaving incumbent Alijita Suleimana a distant third with 7,046. Having come from a constituency where majority of the people in the constituency are farmers, he noted that campaigning on the party's flagship program of one village, one dam, one district, one factory did a trick for him as it gelled well with the electorates.
Ciss East covers about 23 to 26% landmass of the Upper West region, with a population of about 61,000. And out of the 61,000, 80% of our people are farmers. And if you look at currently what is happening, most of them are having serious problems in terms of agriculture. And I think that the only way we can support them is to, help them in terms of agric. If you go to Tumu, we campaign on, one district, one factory, one village, one dam. Fortunately on our part, Ciss East, we are fortunate, we already have a factory, that's the cotton company. All we need to do is to revamp it, put the infrastructures in place, and run the company to help our people. So I think the first thing I want to do is to make sure that cotton company, we revamp it and to help our farmers.
Abbas Ridwan Dauda, 23, was sworn in on Saturday, will be the youngest Member of Parliament to have come from the Upper West region.
I'm happy. Most of them are, I would say, they are my fathers. I've been talking with Mr. Ambrose. I met a lecturer the last time in Parliament. Bagbin and the rest are there. These are people I'm going to learn from. So I don't think it's going to be a big problem. Come one day, somebody will learn from me. So it's a place I'm going to learn.
A feat he said was able to achieve through hard work.
I'm bringing something positive in terms of agric, roads, education, and health to our people. We have to look at our road network. It's one of the issues we want to tackle. Roads, education. For the past 4 years, education in the district is on a decline. We are going to motivate teachers to improve the results of our students. We are going to also encourage students to learn, to come up with better results. And I believe we are able to do all this definitely there's going to be a lot of changes in the constituency and the district as large.
Reporting for J News, Rafik Salam. Wa.
And a group calling itself supporting staff of the National Service Scheme are calling on the President-elect, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to review some last-minute appointments they claim were made by the National Service Secretariat.
According to the group, the recruitments in the last 2 weeks constitute a breach of agreement and unfair to the supporting staff who have been holding their positions for the past 2 to 10 years now. They made this call at a news conference in Accra on Tuesday. Ernest Meno has more in the following report.
The group consists of 125 members drawn from 6 regions, including the 3 regions of the North, the Western, Central, and Bonahafo region. President of the group, Nuruddin Ahmed Tete, says they are disappointed that the NSS did not keep its promise, went ahead to recruit others in spite of the agreement they had reached some years ago.
It has come to our confirmed notice that our acting executive director has and is issuing appointment letters to people against assurances given to the current supporting staff of the scheme who have served the Secretariat and this country from 2 to 10 years. The current supporting staff were given assurances by the scheme through our regional directors that should there be any opportunity for permanent recruitment, we will be considered first after being asked to take over during the unfortunate mass dismissal in the scheme. Agreements reached between the scheme spearheaded by Dr. Michael Kwese-White and the current supporting staff of the scheme do not appear to have been kept by the head and management of the scheme, but has gone on an unemployment spree and issuing appointment letters. These appointment letters are being issued in the name of securing job for his NDC party and family members, as against assurances made to the current supporting staff who have served the scheme and our beloved country diligently over the years.
They accused the executive director of the National Service Secretariat, Dr. Michael Kwese-White, of unilaterally taking the decision to undertake these recruitments.
What pains us most is that some of his new appointees completed their national service last year, whilst others are yet to complete their extension. Now, all the current supporting staff would have to go home because of the action of the acting executive director, Dr. Michael Kwese-White. This action was unilaterally taken by Dr. Michael Kwese-White against the orders of the Public Service Commission against the orders of the Public Service Commission. And we have evidence to this effect. This is a letter written to Dr. Michael Kwese-White from the Public Service Commission with reference number AB293/349/01A. And this is the evidence that we have.
Let's talk about your level of engagement with the board of the National Service, the executive director himself, Dr. Michael Kwese-White. What has been the level of engagement and what are the responses you've had so far from him?
You cannot get time to speak to the executive director. You speak to the regional director. You only go there when the issue is so urgent. So the regional director who represents the executive director says that, hold on, we have taken your application letter. You'll be invited for interview. You cannot rush and go to head office whilst the regional director, has not given you a go-ahead or he's not aware of it. So the representation and then assurance were given through the regional directors. And as a district director, your immediate supervisor is the regional director.
But just for clarification, though, throughout this period that you've been holding the fort in the district offices, were your salaries and whatever financial commitment there were they being paid as expected?
The aggrieved supporting staff across country are taking 350 Ghana cedis, the same allowance that the national service personnel are taking.
Was that the agreement when you were brought on board?
It is termed in our parlance as voluntary. So you are a voluntary staff. So that is what you'll be taking till the government the scheme gets clearance for you to get appointment.
The group is therefore calling on the president-elect and the incumbent government to review these last-minute recruitment.
At this time, we, the current supporting staff, are confused as to what will become of us, and we are such pleading with the incoming government led by the president-elect, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to review this last-minute appointment by Dr. Michael Kwesi-White.
Ernest Menu for Joy News.
Prison authorities in Kumasi are reporting an increase in the rates of freed inmates returning to jail for various crimes.
This they have attributed to the inability of the prison to equip ex-convicts with the needed startup to appropriately integrate them into society. Prince Appiah has more.
Officials at the Kumasi Central Prisons have no figures readily available, but say the situation is worsening congestion in the prisons. Health and Sanitation Officer ASP Inshura Bankwa blames inadequate training and set up support for inmates for the worrying trend. Inmates are trained in various vocational and technical skills, including carpentry and hairdressing. ASP Abankwa appeals for public and corporate support.
Our problem comes when they are going out. Someone like a certain girl went out just last week, and people from Wesley Methodist came to help her. Like she learned how to make hair at the salon, so they brought some items like rollers, dryers, towel, pins, which will help her, and they added money to her shop and start trading and start making people's hair. So at least if people can come out to help us with some beads, money, dryers, rollers, towels.
For those who are leaving?
Oven, yeah, for those who will be going out so that they don't come back as recidivists.
Okay. Meanwhile, wives of New Apostolic Church at Tamekum have extended support to female inmates. Mavis Owuswe Jabeng speaks for the group.
We gathered ourselves with a mission of supporting our prisoners, those women in the prison. Some are by their fault, some not by their fault. So we came as one and then came in support of.
In a related development, the Ahmadiyya Youth Association has reached out to male inmates of the prison. Abdul Wahab Aduse as president.
The teachings of Islam indicate that worship is in two forms: the worship or the rights and our responsibilities as far as God is concerned, and then our responsibilities as far as our fellow human being and even other creatures of God are concerned.
Prince Appiah reporting.
And that'll be it for the news. We have a lot more news we have to look at, and we'll be doing that with the newspapers we have in the studio, and we have a lot more stories to look at on the various online portals. We'll look at myjoyonline.com, City FM, and we'll look at the BBC. We'll try and go to the Africa page of that page.
You're watching the AM show. Stay with us.